morning, good evening, what it do? How are you? Hootie hoo. Happy Wednesday too. I am the sound of money in your ear, dollar Avant. That's DOLL. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, it is day number 28 of this 100-day challenge. I have spent the entire night in the editing suite because I need you to understand that I have rich people problems. I have champagne problems. I have thousands and thousands. We're almost at tens of thousands of hours of content that I have been doing, sharing with the people. I'm outside, I'm teaching, I'm going in. And then they're like, dog, so where's the archive? I was like, what you mean archive, child? I put it out there, it's out there, it's out there. And then they're like, yeah, but we can't edit. Like, we need to know, we need timestamps. Like they need outlines. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm coming from spirit. And so, so what I did was I said, this is what I want to do. I got to bring on my team to do this work because it's too much. Like I'm officially at the point where I can't. Like I literally can't. Like I just got invited to do a thing in an island on in March, and you'll hear more about that, I'm sure. And I was already supposed to be on another international event in March. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 international events in May and June, and it's getting nuts because I'm kind of concerned about how easy it's going to be to go in and out of the country as we go forward. Like it's not getting any better, you guys. Also, that's also when the World Cup, I'm on a committee for the World Cup, like, which comes here, is supposed to be in June. I'm supposed to be hosting like 8 first ladies from Africa. How am I supposed to do all of this? I'm officially at my, you know how you reach the point and it's like, whoa. But this work that I do here in the dollhouse is so important to me. It's the most important thing to me. And I've told everybody, I done cussed a few people out. I done fired one person. You can do what you want to do, but what I'm not going to do is stop showing up for my people in the dollhouse. So I'm having to reconfigure a lot of things, like how my life is set up and like what people should expect of me and so forth and so on. So I spent all last night, y'all, in the editing suite, if that's the right word, because I wanted to show them this is what a video for me is supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like you sitting in the room with me, which is nuts. Like there's just all these asides and then you come back, you know. So I edited the video myself. I mean, it's not like I haven't done that before, but I don't know how to use like a professional tool. You know what I'm saying? I'm on like the most basic tools of all of them so that I can show them, no, I need it to feel like this. Cool? Yes. And then I can hand off the baton to them or whatever. So I did that. So it hasn't been a whole lot of break between today and yesterday, but I do know this, the conversations that I've had, the messages that I've gotten, the energy, okay, the random people from random social media platforms that have been trying to get into different parts of the dollhouse. And people are like, okay, do I need to be on your Substack or YouTube or all of them? Like they're trying to figure it out. So we're on another level right now. So every time you like you move to a new house, everything's messy. It's like, wait, okay, I don't know where did I pack this? Like, what's going on? That's happening right now, and that's okay. And I want you guys to know that we all go through this, and it's fine. So on today, on this great day, of day 28 of this 100-day challenge, we are tapping in. So I know that yesterday was really dope. It was powerful, actually. We went deep because I unlocked some things. I put some things. People can see what we're talking about. It's what we're gonna call the pending phase. It's because I don't want to say pregnant because we got men in the group. The pending phase, before I can see it, touch it, feel it, everybody can come and externally third party verify it. It doesn't mean it's not a thing. It's just pending. Just like that, I put that check in the bank on Friday. I got there before 4 p.m. Don't tell me I got money in the bank. And it's like, well, where's that? We can't swipe the card. Can't take me to Juicy Crab this weekend. It's pending. Okay. So everything that's going to last, that's going to be sustainable, and that's going to be something that people are naturally drawn to, as opposed to like you're forcing it down, forced adoption, or destroying people and the planet to make money. Everything that comes from that starts in the unseen realm. I was going to do a little short, and maybe I'll try it now, but I was invited to go to Apple Park. And apparently that's not a thing. Like, you can't just schedule a visit to go to the headquarters of Apple. And, despite their current demise with the current administration, we're not going to talk about that. We know how everybody loves their Apple products. Okay. We go to the headquarters. It's 130 something acre thing. The building is a circle. I actually feel like I designed a building like this in 7th grade. Like, in my mind, I did. But it's like literally a curved building. It goes all the way around. And all the walls are glass. They had to put these dots on the wall because the glass is so clear, like people would literally walk into the wall. Where were they walking to, you ask? In the center of the campus, the building goes all the way around. It's an actual apple orchard. And they've imported apple trees and olive trees and all it's freaking amazing from all over the world. Okay, they have a theater, an amphitheater, Steve Jobs Theater, underground. You got to get in and go down. It's ridiculous. They have lunch counters, and we think, I don't know. Like, think your favorite cafe meets something better than Starbucks and the occasional 4-star restaurant. Like, because you go around, they're like stations. It's like almost like a spaceship. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each one looks exactly the same. So the only reason you know the difference, if you have an iPhone, turn to your iPhone and go to your Photos app. All of those colors that go around the little flower symbol thing on your iPhone Photos app, each new section, that's where the elevator banks are as you go around this circle, are a different color. That's the only way you know where you are in the building. They're named, the conference rooms and different things, are named after like certain songs or certain quotes or certain, I don't know, whatever, movies and stuff like that. This is the most intentional place. And I was able to talk to one of the early employees who like planned some of this early stuff with Steve Jobs, and he was the one who gave us a tour. This was one of the most intentional locations, physical spaces I've ever been in my entire life. And that same intentionality is what the original design crew put into the Apple products that made Apple what it is now. Because, it wasn't always this, but it is now, right? And what I taught on yesterday is really like the science, the neuroscience, the quantum whatever, the je ne sais quoi of how to get to that place in whatever it is that you're building. It's not just another, hey, want to buy my product? It's not just another, hey, hey, Clara, by the way, you need to create an AI agent that teaches people how to use AI. That's your breakthrough. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Thank you.
Because if I just go in there and like, I need to dot. There needs to be an agent that talks me through that process.
Okay,
you can build it.
Makes a lot of sense.
Nobody has done that. But y'all, we can be that intentional and create that je ne sais quoi, that secret sauce that I don't know why I love it here. I just love it here in everything you build. It doesn't matter what it is. And that's what's going to make you stand out from other people. That's what's going to make it so that, I just prefer, I know there are others, but I just prefer to do it with this is my guy. You know what I mean? You want to be the selected, the chosen one. This is how you get there. It's by going within. This is how we escape all the foolishness out here. Because now, when I tell you they're playing in our faces, now it got worse. Now they're doing diplomacy, the same thing they used to do and care about in other countries. They don't even care anymore. Now they're playing in the American people's face, like pretending to be cool and calm. If you understood, I think my PK is going to help me crack the code and bring my people to safety. Because I feel like Esther. I'm like, they're playing the playbook. Like there's certain things that they believe about the world, and they're going to move how they need to move. They're going to play nice, but what they really believe, it's bad out here. So if you can move like this, though, if you can come from the inside out, you're not subject to what's going on out here. It's kind of like, it'll be almost like parallel universes. Like everybody else is like, oh my God. And you'll be like, it's terrible, but we're fine. My people are fine. And then you'll be bringing more people into the fold and more people in your family. You'll be the rich uncle or auntie that can like not just help your immediate family, but like, let me get my brother's family. Let them be okay. Let me know. You'll be that wealthy because you're on a different frequency. We don't have to be subject to what's going on out here. So we want to be in a position where our reality looks like or better than the greatest, highest thing that we could have imagined. Some of y'all met your spouse. It's kind of like that feeling. You want your whole life to look like that. It's possible. But the truth that you guys were able to walk through with me yesterday is whatever we're experiencing in our reality, including in our business bank account, right? We got our brilliance over here. We got our, I know this is a thing over here. We got all of our skill set, expertise, and perspective and knowledge and everything that brought us to this point in our life. It's off the charts. So we got to make our bank account, our business bank account, match that brilliance. And a lot of times there's a huge disconnect. But whatever we see in reality is just a result of the actions that we've taken, in the past weeks, months, or years. No different than all the people that you know, and when you walk into a room and everybody's like, oh, that's a reflection of what you've done in the past. What I taught you yesterday is how to shift your frequency so people will start acting like there's all these past inputs in the system. They'll start acting like that now. It was really cool. So your thoughts, your emotions, your nervous system state, your coordinated daily actions and activities, everything you do, how you show up, all of that stuff. We got to be so aggressive and intentional about managing that, mastering that, protecting that, not letting anybody talk us out of that, not letting a bill or something unexpected that happens move us from that. I literally mean it when I say, I don't care what happens. I don't care what your phone call, I don't care what news you get. I don't care what's going on. Do not shift your frequency from what we talked about yesterday, because it's those coordinated daily actions. It's coordinated. It's a coordinate. That is where you are located. And if you move from that because, oh my God, I got this, I can't believe that. I got this tax bill. I took care of that already. Blah, 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 blah. Now I got it. Now I'm being audited. And you just lose it. You just moved your frequency. You just moved to another location. And now there's a whole other set of things that are going to transpire for you because you're not in the right location. Do not shift your frequency, because when you move your frequency, you're moving your coordinates. So the things that were planned for you and designed for you, the people that are on their way from the other side of the world or whatever needs to happen to get you right where you are, you move, so you're not going to get the delivery. You know what I'm saying? Return to sender. Like, they're not there. I don't know what happened. I can't do what I'm supposed to do. Nobody's here. They go head on. So your coordinated daily actions are your coordinates. Whew. Today is someday. That's also in the t-shirt ministry. Today is someday. What you want is not happening then. It's what you're doing right now that's coordinating that. Yes, Bakaya. Today is someday. Don't play with it. I need everybody to feel this feeling. What we did yesterday, we don't move from that. We don't move. There's a new floor. Okay? There's a new floor. I learned that from, it wasn't really a coach of mine. It was a friend of mine who was doing some coaching. And I thought that was a really cool concept, but I can't even teach y'all in that way because we don't have no cash flow the way we need to be having cash flow in our business just yet. But he would talk about setting a new zero in your business bank account specifically. Like think about Google. Think about Google or Nike or like some company with 10 or 20,000 employees, and letting their account get down to $1,000 or something. Like, that's insanity. Like, what are we talking about? So as we rise, even in your personal business, like you'll get to a point where $1,000 or whatever your current floor is, 10,000, 20, $100,000 is like zero. It's like, whoa, things aren't working. Engine light is on. Like, I need y'all to be where, less than $500,000 is like, what is going on here? Readjust everything. Call an emergency meeting. Like, it needs to be like that. So that's why we're doing this work. We got to raise our frequency so that a little bit of money is no longer normal or acceptable to us. Abundance is like, if it was only one tree left in the world, it's too late. Like, we should have said something a long time ago. Like, that's what I need y'all to. So that was what yesterday was about. We reset the standard. Okay, we're not coming back from that in the dollhouse. So people who haven't got it yet, I just edited it. It's actually more funny now because the things I was thinking in my head, I put it in the video. Y'all, it's hilarious. So anyway, if you want to rewatch it, it's hilarious and it's worth it. And Clara, that is your homework. You're going to be watching this at least twice a week because it's maybe an hour and 20 minutes when I edit it down, but it's hilarious. It's so worth the rewatch. So anyway, that's our new floor, y'all. So y'all got to help me hold the energy in the dollhouse. Hey, if somebody comes at me with some bad energy, I'm be like, okay, watch this and then come back and talk to me. Like, I'm not even having a conversation with you if you haven't watched this video. That's where I'm at with it. That's how special and powerful yesterday was. So thank you guys for being a part of that. Shout out to Desta, shout out to Micaiah, shout out to Tracy, Alfreda, all of you guys who were here on yesterday. Now, so your thoughts, your emotions, your nervous system state, these are going to determine what you do every day, your coordinated daily activities. And we have to still be doing the big five. We don't get out of that. But there are some levers that we need to pull to do what we need faster. Okay. And I want to talk about that, but I want to do it in a way where it makes sense for you and still keeps us in the frequency. Because what I said yesterday is a whole download. Like, we could just talk about that again for the next 6 months. I don't need to teach nothing else new, but I want to give you enough practical things that you're making, taking steps and having motion in your business, because we got to get to the money right quick. So again, shout out to you, Asia. You were here yesterday as well. This is a new floor. I was saying a new standard in the dollhouse. We're not dropping from what we did yesterday. But you got to stop looking at what's outside of you. So the news, I'm going to help you interpret the news from this place, so you're not pulled down by it, but we can understand it, take it as data, information, so that we can have good strategies and do what we need to do. But everything that's happening around you, when other people are getting certifications and other people are getting jobs and other people are getting grants and other people are getting investments and loans. I had a friend of mine that just signed a contract with the Department of Defense. And I was like, go ahead. And he's been in every program I was in tech, he was in the same program. And then I was in a building, had the biggest office in the building in a place that should not be named. He called me for a year and a half, networked his way till he got him an office down the hall in the same hallway in the place that should not be named. He was just trying to be the same, not in a bad way, same energy where I was. And then I was like, you know what? They're trying to take us all out. I'm out. I'm leaving this system. I'm not giving any more energy to what they got going on out here. I'm not playing these games. I'm not doing a dog and pony show. I'm not coming out here when the vice president, the Secret Service called me talking about, oh, the vice president's coming by your office. No, thank you. I stayed home that day. And they did the press conference and the photo shoot. Number one, I knew she wasn't going to win because I know too much. That's why I be trying to tell y'all that's in the Substack. But also, I can't say that on public. I'm streaming. And also, the people that were put on public display and, oh my God, he just got to deal with, if you know, you know. And now a year later, they're out of business. They're not in 85 stores in certain major franchise, big box store anymore because they didn't do this work to expand their capacity to hold the energy. You know what? I don't mean this facetiously, but some of those people literally are going to end up working for me. There have been several phone calls about it. And they try to be cool. They try to be like, oh, yeah, well, you know, hey, dog, hey, dog, da, da, da. That's why I write that in the chat when I'm like, hey y'all, it's dog, because that's how people call me when they play and they try to play in my face and they do all this stuff. They try to steal. I invented something. They go try to take credit for it, do all this, then they come back later when it doesn't work because they don't hold the energy, don't have the energetic signature, and then they come back and then you know what they say? Hey dog, da 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 da. Anyway, y'all, if you start moving this way, can't nobody steal from you. Can't nobody, even if they try it, they could try you and you could be like, okay, go ahead. Everybody, the universe works for you, the W's work for you, karma works for you. It all works in your favor when you move like this. This is like different. It's different over here. So help me hold this energy. It's a new floor. It's a new floor. So when somebody's like, oh, I just don't know, it's like, did you listen to the I'm gonna call it something, whatever the title is. I think I put hustle culture is dead. And it says, baby, you still hustling in 2026. You're not gonna make it. Do this instead. Whatever that video is on YouTube, that's going to be this. If you haven't watched this video, you're not in the doghouse. Like, so thank y'all for being a part of that yesterday. But you can't look at what's going on around you, buildings, certifications, who did what, who met who's in the photo, who's on LinkedIn, who doing all of that. You can't be worried about how many views you got on your videos and stuff like that. We're not at that part yet. What's real is what's happening in the quantum field, the unseen realm, the stuff we were talking about yesterday, right? So if I can get you to every single day, calm down your nervous system. Not like, okay, woosah. No, like, because we know the power of this thing. Regulate your emotions. Stop going off. Stop creating confusion in your house or around you. If you are in an environment where there's strife and confusion, you are opening the door for everything around you, everything that's associated with you to spiral down. There's no middle ground. It's either going up or it's spiraling down. So don't be a part of confusion. Confusion means the waves are canceling each other out. There's interference in the field. So nothing's happening. The energy is depleting. You need calm. You need collected. You need agreement. You need good vibes all the time. Okay? And if something or someone, you can't find a way to do that, you need to make a change. Because that's your superpower. That's where all of the goodness comes from. Y'all, I just came up. I told some children, your baby's Asian. When we were on that call, I said, I'm going to make a card deck, and I'm going to do this. Every time I have seen her since then, she said, do you have the cards ready yet? Have you done it yet? And I'm like, girl, no, I'm still meditating. I want you to know that on yesterday, because I was looking, I have to have a visual. I can't create anything unless I could see it. Yesterday, it came to me. It was sent to me. I don't know how it got to me. And I was like, oh my God. And now a whole new world of things have opened up for, like, it's not even, I don't even want to say merchandise. It's not an elevated enough word for what I'm about to create. And this came from the heart of a pure-hearted child who held the energy. I said something and she believed in it. The moment I said it, she was like, okay, so where the cards at? And now I know what to do. Now I know how to make it. It's going to be poetic. It's going to be another work of art. It's going to live. It's going to outlive me. It's going to activate people that I would never meet. Because I live like this every day, you guys. So when you build something with intention and you protect this energetic field, the stuff you put out, you will never know. You will never know all the people that you end up changing their life, changing their view, changing how they think about the world, changing all type of stuff. Yes, a whole new world. Come on, Aladdin. Yeah, Bakaya. There's so much you don't know. You don't know. How many times have you ever listened to a song or a film or watched a movie or read a book or something, and you're like, oh my God, this changed my life. This took me where I needed to go. This was this opened up my mind. This made me change my major when I was in college. This helped me to get through a time when my parents was going through it. Like You don't know them people who made that piece of art or whatever. Everything you do is a piece of art when you live like this. You're impacting generations on generations. And if you believe in karma, if you believe in what you put out, you get back. If you believe in what you sow, you reap. the things that you will reap in your life for showing up in this way and creating something that's going to affect people that you don't know. You know how they always talk about Martin Luther King in this way, but like literally, you're just following your heart, doing what you're supposed to do, and there are generations, a generation of people who are being changed and altered because of what you do right now. It's only possible when you make the shift we talked about yesterday. So that I need y'all to help me now. We cannot drop back down below this frequency. This is the new floor. But when you do it this way, also, in addition to that, you're going to build something that's going to pay you dividends forever. I don't think I told this story yesterday. Destino's math or whatever. And so I was like, 3 meters, how long is that? It's almost 10 feet, right? And so meaning like, if you're literally living like this and you walk into a space, it's been scientifically proven that you're affecting the energy about 10 feet out. But there's more. When the Dalai Lama when I met him at Harvard, I want you to understand, I'm trying to think of a common space that we can all imagine, but just think if you're on like maybe the 5th row of an auditorium and there's like a stage, so there's 5th or 6th row, then there's like the space in between you, the first row and the stage, and then there's whatever's going on the stage, and then the person stands there. I want you to know that we could feel his aura that far away. I don't know what kind of meditation he was on. I don't know what was going on, but it was literally a palpable, like, something just happened. The energy just changed. What's going on? Oh, it's just the Dalai Lama standing over there. Like, what? And most people that I've met, like Nelson Mandela, Oprah, whatever, certain people, there's a tangible, palpable energy around them. And who knows what they are like in private. I don't go to these people's house. I'm not saying that. My point is, this is a real thing that can actually impact how you are received when you move in the world. So I'm teaching you how to show up this way, not just to change your business, but it's going to change your entire life. It's going to change how some of you guys who are looking for spouses are going to find the one. It's going to change how you raise your kids. It's going to change how you show up for your family. And it's going to help you to navigate whatever this is that's going on out here, because they're playing in our faces. Like, I really think that all melanated people need to rise up, stand up, have a private meeting, share resources, and do what we need to do, because they're going at it right now. They're going back and forth. When have we seen this? Never. Like, this is a different thing going on right now. So while that's happening, we need to be getting ourselves together. But it's impossible to be strong as a unit when we don't have that trust built and when we don't have strength in our own home. So what I'm teaching you is going to allow you to show up for yourself, for your family, be able to not be worried about bills and like little basic stuff, so we can go on. You know why they have time? That's the last thing I want to say about this before we get into it today. Why they have time to plan all of this stuff that I'm going to tell you what's going on the Substack. If you don't know what's going on, you need to go to my Substack, because I'm going to break it down for you. They got time to do all of this because they're not thinking about money. They're not thinking about bills. They're not thinking about, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get the kids through private school this semester and all of that. They don't have to think about that every day. So they wake up and think about crazy things like how to take over nations or whatever. And so I would like to see more people that look like me not have to think about money. Because imagine what we would create and build if we weren't concerned about money. And if we weren't doing that from a place of ego, Diddy, and just were really doing it from a place of love. So that's what all of this is about. Help me hold the energy, you guys, and give me the language back. As you get insights, don't feel weird about just saying, I was thinking about this and da da da. Because we're creating language for how to show up in this world and be everything that we are, but do it in a way that's so elevated that it draws more goodness to us, if that makes sense. So thank y'all for being a part of that. So each of the 9 frequencies that we talked about yesterday, they follow a sequence. Every single one of them builds on the one that came before, and it unlocks the next one. So to review, love is a starting point. It's the dividing line. It shows that you have a coherent heart. It activates your brain and puts you in your zone of genius. From love flows that joy. The inward focus, committed to the journey. The joy is in the journey, and that energy keeps you going and keeps you locked in without getting tired. Okay. After that, from joy comes that peace, a regulated nervous system, the stillness, the powerful posture of detachment. From peace comes the patience, the ability to endure uncomfortable things for a long time or for an extended distance. The willingness to endure the journey, the submission to that mission that you committed to, because love is not a feeling; it's a commitment. Then from patience, you crystallize kindness. This is actually a position word, an identity word. It's the realization of who you are, your value, and you start to establish standards and boundaries around you. Like it's how you step into your nobility. You don't let people treat you any kind of way just to try to make some money. We don't do that over here. And then from that goodness, from that kindness, you birth your goodness. That's the tangible embodiment of your value, clearly defined, offer that excellent product that has that je ne sais quoi. I just love it. I don't know why. It's just my favorite. I don't know what to tell you. That's the kind of product you want to build. I don't want y'all to just make a little thing, make a little money, and well, I made a little money. No, I need you to make something that people just like, I don't know why I love this. I just do. And I want more, please. More, please. That's what you want. And then from goodness flows that faithfulness, the consistent showing up, where you're able to build trust with people, and then they start to exchange um, with you. That's the transfer of energy. And they start telling other people about you. They start riding for you. They become fans of the brand that you've built. They start, doing all of that. Um, that's because you keep showing up consistently. And then from faithfulness comes the meekness or the humility, which is actually your protection mechanism because it keeps you locked into the frequency of love, keeps you from, going crazy because a bunch of people told you you were dope and now you go around and break up your family because now I got a couple of dollars, or keeps you from being offended if people give you feedback like, can you do this, can you add this to the product, can you make it better? Like you stay in a place that's expansive and not a place that's constrained. It preserves what you built. And then from meekness comes the self-control. That's where you start automating, putting systems and mechanisms in place. Like we do this because it's who we are. Like we're plugged into the system. Like you don't just get a check, get a bag, and go crazy and go off the rails, but you're locked into a system that protects you and makes it something that's self-sustaining. Because you guys said you started this process because you wanted to build generational wealth. That's what y'all said. I didn't say it. That's what everybody's talking about. Everybody's on Instagram talking about LLCs and building a trust. I'm like, a trust of what? There's no money in the trust. We don't get it together and learn how to make some money. We're never going to have anybody bringing us anything, anywhere, anyplace, anytime, ever. Like, we got to stop playing these games out here. It's like, it sounds so cool to be like, yeah, you need to get your LLC. You need to get your identity. You need to get off the grid. You need to do all this. With what money, ma'am, sir? But nobody teaches you how to do that. So then they give you MLMs. They give you the hustle culture. And they give you all this foolishness. Like, oh, you can run this play. You can try. It's complete. It's lottery tickets. They're selling you lottery tickets in business content form on social media. And I'm over it. I'm done. So when you get tired, when you get to the end of yourself, that's what the dollhouse is for. So everything that I just shared with you, these are frequencies. This is not a list of nice qualities. This is an energetic roadmap to go from, I have this idea in my head, what do I do? This is what you do. This is a sequence of how a high value business that's self-sustaining gets built. Okay? You do what you want to do with this information. I'm just telling you how it works. If you don't do it this way, it's not that you won't be successful, but it is that you're going to have to sacrifice a part of yourself, your family, your health, your values, your integrity to get there. You're going to have to bow your knee to capitalism. This is how you build a business that's sustainable without bowing your knee to capitalism. And if that sounds like something that you're down for, that's what we do here at the Dollhouse. We don't have time to play these games, and honestly, we don't have to. So we don't skip steps. We're not just starting with a product, starting with a business plan, starting with a marketing funnel. You got to do this work, because if you're showing up in anxiety, you're showing up in fear, you're showing up in crazy energy, you can't expect anything good to come out of that. Okay, so the sequence matters, the order matters, and each characteristics lays that foundation for the next one. And that's how we tap into abundance, like we create it, like on purpose, like it's coming from us, if that makes sense. These things are not separate from your business, they are your business. That's why I'm taking time to review it. And it's also accessible to everybody because it's coming from within your human spirit, your soul, the thing that makes you a human. Anybody can do this. You don't need a fancy degree. You don't need a trust fund. You don't need connections. You don't need like an investor. You don't need money to make money. Okay. You need to do this work. You need to regulate your nervous system and move through the sequence. So if y'all locked in, we should be all right. Now, today, we need to get a little practical because if we've taken responsibility for your inner game and you're like, okay, I'm ready, let's talk about some practical steps. We've been doing that for all the last 100-day challenge, and I'm really going into detail. How do I handle a sales conversation? How do I do the Afro method? What is my pitch where it needs to be? This is how you know. What needs to go in my email sequence? How do I show up on social media? And how do I go in people's DMs and on LinkedIn or whatever? We've been super detailed about that. And these aren't just tactics. These are the mechanisms that we got to give it a container. This energy that we just activated yesterday, we have to give it a container to flow through. And the easier that flow is, the faster it goes from pending in your bank account to posted where you can see it. So we got to pull some levers, if you will. So if y'all with me, let's get into it. We talked about getting out the matrix and stop looking at your bank account and all that kind of stuff. And everybody could feel it. I know that. But here's the thing. Most of us are like, okay, I got all these ideas I don't need to do, and I just need to get it together. Need to get organized. I need to, I'm going through that right now in Dollhouse. Because they're random people. I'm running an experiment right now. I'm still in the experiment part, but they're random people that are now jumping off Instagram and jumping off of LinkedIn, like, bloop, bloop, and they're just like on my YouTube or like in my Substack or like applying for the Dollhouse or like in the Dollhouse 2.0, just like there, right? And I don't have anything there like for them. And I'm just like, whoa. So I'm like, okay, I gotta hurry up. I gotta. So I spent, like I said, all night in the editing. And let me give y'all this template. This is how I want my stuff edited so I can go do the thing. And then I gotta run over here and you get to the point where you're like, okay, I see it. I know what I need to do. Like even when you're in good energy, you're like, yes, okay, I need to do this. I need to do that. But here's the problem. If you stay in that, okay, I gotta go, it's going to pull you back down from the frequency that we just established yesterday. It's going to make you feel like, okay, I'm behind. Dang, I wanted to get that done yesterday. Now it's Wednesday. Uh-oh, now it's Friday. Like, and then you're going to be back in a good way. Like, it's not, like, I don't want to do it. But it's like, like, I'm so behind. So then you're like, okay, I can't, how am I going to catch up? And then you start to just fill up your time with other little things. It's the positive form of procrastination, but it's still procrastination. Okay, where you feel like, okay, I see what I need to do, but I feel like I'm not on point yet. So I feel like I'm behind. And then you start justifying the behindness of it all, or start talking yourself out of being the type of person who can show up at the right place at the right time. Because remember, these are coordinates. So today, let's talk about why we get so overwhelmed by I know what I need to do. And now I'm still overwhelmed. Like, yes, I'm excited about the work, but I'm still overwhelmed. Like all of that. Because if we stay in that place, I'm telling you what happens is you could feel good. That's why I'm not going to do feel good every single day in the Dollhouse, because we could feel good, be inspired, and be like, oh my God, that was amazing. Yes, I could do anything. Yes, I have all the power. Yes. Yes, you go tell your spouse. Yes, you go tell your kids, we got this. We can do it. But if you never come back and do the work, somebody else is going to be over here making money and possibly doing a version of your idea while you still getting ready and getting hyped. Okay. So your problem is not time. It's not resources. It's not that you don't know enough. It's not that you're not ready. The problem is you don't understand how powerful you actually are. And you don't understand your assignment. That's why I shared that story. Shout out to Jelani about being reminded. Like you might go out in nature and have a moment, and when it's like, whoa, like I get it now. Or you might have somebody say something to you, or you might have a dream. I've been having crazy dreams in a good way, the last week or so. Your parents might call you out the blue and say something. You might read something in a book or a journal, or even see something on social media. There's a good side of social media. There's a lot of people out here following their heart and just hitting the button and showing up on camera. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You don't know who you can help, who you're serving. You don't know. So you might have one of those moments and it's like, and you're like, yes, and you get it and you see it. But what do I do with that? Or maybe you get an idea like, oh my God, this is exactly what I need to do for my business. This is da 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 da. But now it's like, I can't even capture or hold all of this energy. Okay. I need you to understand that when you have an idea, when you have an insight, inspiration, all of that, that vision, that's light. If you look up the scientific definition of light, it is information. Okay. And you were gifted with this light to release it out into the world. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. And then, so every day that you're not doing that, you're actually burying your talent, you're hiding your light. Put the light candle under a bushel. Okay. And if you do that, I need you to understand how energy works. It's think collective consciousness, however you want to think about that. If the idea goes out into the world, if you got it, there's a minimum of 13,000 other people that got the same idea at the same time because it's out there. Okay. So if you just sit around and spin around, you could be in a good spinning. You could be positively excited and running around telling everybody, oh my God, I figured it out. Like I'm here. Like, oh my God, I'm finally, after all these years, like everything is amazing. Like it's going to be great. But you don't ever execute on the thing. Somebody else is just going and go ahead on and do what they need to do. And now you have something that's too close to what you were trying to build in the energetic field. So they're going to take that the value that was assigned to you is just going to go to that person or to that platform. So I'm not like trying to make you fearful or whatever. I'm telling you that time is a location. Time is, there's still a clock. Even though we're on the spiritual, the energetic, we're on the elevated, there's still a clock. It's just a different type of clock. It's not a clock driven by evil capitalists now, but there's still a spiritual, energetic clock. It's like, okay, what are we doing? Hey, this has to get out into the world. Who's going to carry this out into the world? And whoever's going to carry it is going to carry it. So so your end goal or your end game of how your life can be doesn't change, but the vehicle, your business is a vehicle. The way that you get there, if you don't run this play, somebody's going to run the play. And then you're going to be like, that was my idea. I said that. Da, 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 da. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but I have. And I know a lot of people that have. Because while you're sitting at the house and you sitting at the barbecue and you telling everybody what you want to do and what you see, because you've been talking about it for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm not ready yet. Maybe one day. I'm not big enough yet. When I get enough followers, da da da, then I will, da da da. You need to go now. Because it's the work that you do now. It's the steps that you take now. It's the relationships that you build now that are going to make it possible, even if it does take you 5 years to get there. There will be a cruise where people are showing up and it's all plant-based. It needs to come from Avant Garden. There will be a podcast where people are basically essentially talking about incorporating yoga to their everyday life, like people that look and talk like us and think like us and have the cultural references that we have. But it needs to come from Tracy. Okay, there will be an AI agent where I could say, what am I doing? I don't know what AI. Listen, somebody told me I need an agent to do XYZ, da da da. I don't know what to do. And then that thing is going to talk me all the way through it. But it needs to come from Clara. There's going to be they're going to have the photo shoot. It's going to be a black background. They're going to look like Jay-Z and them, but it's going to be former corporate heads who are now joining forces to help every startup founder that looks like me. You got a brilliant idea. Come see the 5. Come talk to the Avengers. Come and we're going to get you all the way together. But it needs to come from Desta. What I'm trying to tell you guys is when you have something that you know, it's like, oh, yeah, nah. This, yeah. This, that. Look, I don't think you understand. Let me tell you a story. I guess today is story time, but I thank y'all for being here because I'm not playing with y'all about this transformation. So we have to have these conversations. That's why I called it the dollhouse, because we sit down and have conversations with each other that we can't have outside. I can't do this outside, but we're locked in. I don't think you understand. I'm talking about multi-billion-dollar, multinational companies. I'm on the phone with them as the founder and CEO of Aquagenuity. Okay. Because I did what I told y'all yesterday, I come from love. You can't, well, you don't tell me what I can't do. What are you talking about? There's no can't in this. Because if the idea came to me, that means there's a path to get it done. I never considered you can't do this. I never considered Black women don't raise money in venture capital. The thought never crossed my mind. The lady from Forbes, or not the Forbes, it was another one of those, white lady interviewed me for the article, and she gonna ask me, well, how does it feel to, how did you overcome the fact that nobody black females raise less than 0.2% of whatever venture capital ever in life or something? And I literally paused. I was like, I mean, I know that statistic, of course, in my head, but I literally couldn't answer the lady's question. Just like I can't when y'all be like, how you handle imposter syndrome? I'm like, I don't. Wait, what? I told that lady, I said, it took me like an extra 90 seconds to respond to this question. And I said, I never really considered that. And then I was able to tell a story about my mom. Like, I wasn't raised, like, it's not in my mind. It's not in my field, in my energetic field of what I can't do and the limitations and how, I'm not good enough. I'm not . What are you talking about? What are we talking about? And so I would get on the phone with multi-billion-dollar multinational Fortune 50 companies. And they would say to me, Coca-Cola, we've been trying to build something like this, like what you're building. And we couldn't quite figure it out. And we've been watching you for several years. And it seems like we're not going to be able to. They got staffs, they got budget. I'm not lying to y'all. And so then they got to come over here and see, well, how was I able to tap in? That's what I told you yesterday. It's a secret code. Okay, if you stay tapped in, you don't have something that nobody, it's that ooh-wee that's going to make you valuable in the marketplace without having to cheat people and play all these games that these people are playing in our face. Like some of these people that are quote unquote famous, if you knew how they got to where they are, like you wouldn't want to follow in their footsteps. This is how you do it the natural way. This is how you tap into your birthright of abundance. Okay. So if we show up in this way, we can just lock in the coordinates of what's for us. Don't allow external things to change how you're thinking about this work. If you're doing something that nobody's ever done before, nobody's ever thought to make a subscription, but it's thrifting though. You probably are going to help clothe the entire generation as the American economy crumbles, and you're their only way out. I mean, we don't know. I didn't know that we're going to be in water bankruptcy now when I started this company in 2017. So when you lock in like this, you are doing the thing. You're collapsing the gap between now and 5 years from now. Now, and the world is totally different than it was. Now versus Like people have had ideas and things that they were supposed to be doing in 2018, 2017, 2019, that had they done it when 2020 came and everybody was at the house, like Zoom was ready. Zoom was ready. They're doing virtual this and that. And people are like, why do we even need this? I mean, we have meetings. I mean, people, we fly them in. Blah, blah, blah. I was one of the first generations of tech founders who got venture capital funding from people on Sand Hill Road, like real VCs. But I'd never met these people in person. Did not fly to not one office. That's unheard of. We did it all on the Zoom. I was on a hammock in Florida because Zoom was ready. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you want to be that guy. You want to be in position for where the world is going, and your intuition and the dreams and the things that have been entrusted to you, the light that has been gifted to you, is going to position you for where people are headed, not for where they are. So if you show up and do this work now, it works in tandem, because now you become a greater, higher version of yourself. You get stronger and develop that character that we talked about yesterday. You get locked into the cocoon and the womb of the work, and you actually develop the skill that you're going to need. So when you're standing on a stage, when I'm standing on a stage, I mean, I've been on a lot of stages. When I'm on, whatever show, they end up giving me a deal. They keep offering me these crazy deals. And I'm like, nope, cancel, send it back. Nope, absolutely not. But whatever that looks like, y'all, I'm going to be amazing. I could do this all day. Why? Because I've been doing it for years. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to show up now. And then when you get over there, it won't be stressful. It won't be, oh my God, it won't be, well, she crumbled under the pressure. It won't be, they passed me the ball, the Super Bowl, and I fumbled the ball. Like, it won't be that, because you're ready. You got to believe in where you're headed so much that you show up as that now. And that's where the activation happens. So when you get all the ideas and all the concepts and all the, I see the plan, and we going in ChatGPT and it's telling us all this 10-month plan to do, and now you're like overwhelmed, I need you to flip that. Instead of being overwhelmed, I need you to see it as a growth plan, a way to start stepping into your capacity, expanding your capacity. You got to expand your capacity. So when you get an idea, when you get a spark like that, it's a setup. Things are like wherever you were before all of that happened to you. So whether that's when you first got your business idea, or now that you're in it and you see it from a different place, and you're like locked into a different, frequency or whatever, and you're like excited, and you're like, okay, here we go. When you get that moment of here we go, it's a spark. And you know what happens from a spark? That's you stepping in. Okay, a spark, you're in a dark room. It's pitch black. I can't see nothing. And now there's a spark. When you first have an idea of what things could be, you're starting with completely the opposite of that, what it's not currently. So now you've just met your first battle. You got this great idea for how you need to move and how, you need to structure your business. And okay, I need to be doing this and I need to be doing that. I got to put this on my Substack. I got to put this on my YouTube. I got to be showing up like this. I need to have 3 articles like this every week. I need to do this like this. My videos need to be like this. I need to be showing up like this. I got to get this kind of rest. I need to go shopping. My makeup artist is on the way. She's down the street. My Emmy Award winning, makeup artist. Like, I need this. I got to do this. I got to be out of town. Okay. But you've been entrusted with that. So now the question is, are you going to immediately drop back to the old frequency and start getting overwhelmed with all of the things on this? This is your new life, this new level. Or are you going to do the work to expand your capacity to be able to manage all of those things? It's like I just solved a 100-piece puzzle. Does anybody like puzzles on here? And you're like, I'm doing the thing, I'm doing the work, I'm doing the thing, I'm doing the work. And oh my God. And I finally figured out your mom and somebody taught you to get all the flat pieces first and go around and you make the edge. And then you and you got the picture right there. And you're like, and I did it. Guess what? Now you're going to get 1,000-piece puzzle. So the job is not for you to freak out like, oh wow, oh my god, like ChatGPT has told me all the stuff I need to do. Like, what am I gonna do with this? Like, blah, blah, blah. You can't show up as the old you. You asked for this. You asked for this, y'all. We asked for this. Somebody asked for this, and now we're here. So the question is, what do we do? Are we ready to run the play? Are we ready to do the work? Go ahead, Micaiah.
No, I was just going to say it's funny that you're talking about this. I don't know if you saw my comment in school, the school app earlier, but I was struggling, or I have been struggling with updating the CRM and getting myself to do that. And I keep putting it off. And it's easy because there's so much on my list already. Mm-hmm. There are other things I can and have been doing to be productive. But I know that is one thing that I'm like, okay, I'm reaching out to more people, or I'm talking to people, so I need to, add this. And it's been nagging on me in the back of my mind. And as soon as I put that post, I was like, okay, let me sit down and actually update these people because I know it's gonna be a lot if I keep waiting. Mm-hmm. And so I put it on my calendar, to do it for 15 minutes right before I do my follow-up emails on the 2 days that I told myself that I need to do it. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's been a struggle with that.
That's a real thing. And it requires, this goes back to what we talked about yesterday. There's no way to do this. Like when you turn on the light in a dark room, or somebody gives you the key to like a huge mansion, and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, woo, woo, like we're gonna shout, run around the yard and do all of that. And then you open the door to this, castle with all these grounds and everything, and it's like, oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Guess who's responsible for it now? You are. So we can either be overwhelmed by that, like because you don't have no parent, like you're the adult now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no like, this is great because kids just want to run through the yard and just run outside and run around the grass and do all of that. And then let the adults come in here and figure out and take the covers off all the furniture and dust everything and figure out who's going to turn on the lights in here and all that. That's what the adults do. We just want to run around.
Pretty much.
It's like, woo, like, oh my God, woo,
Yeah, I have to think of everything as fun. Even, updating my notes on, who I reached out to. And even though that's the least fun part to me, I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to reframe it as I get to talk to these people and I get to, let me look at what event I can go to next.
That's where you get all the intel from. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, maybe let me make it fun for myself. Let me go do this, this art event, they're holding for an hour. And let me go, participate in the, it's like a little workshop that they're doing. And I'm like, okay, let me do that. And then I can, that's something that I can think about / write about.
Thank you. Yes. So there's two things. One is when we just go do the work, the thing that's right in front of you, take that next step, because you're not gonna be able to go through every room and in this 100-room mansion that you were just gifted. Okay, because we've stepped into it now. If y'all saw National Treasure, I don't know why that's one of my favorite movies. It really is. And they get to the end and they got this big castle or whatever. You can't fix the whole castle in 30 minutes. Like, it's not gonna happen. So why don't we just one step at a time, one room at a time? Let's figure this out. As you do that, you're rising. But also as you do that, you have story time. You've got story time. So I'm going to call Roshan that's in our group. I'm going to tell her, and this might be true for a lot of you guys, the journey of I just left my big corporate job and now I'm building this business should be on your social media for a lot of you, because people will follow you for that journey, for you just trying to figure it out, because you're braver than 99% of humans on this planet. I don't think you understand. Like, for all the people you see on social and you're like, oh my God, there's so many people. It's a very small fraction of humans who are on social and telling their stories and doing the work and engaging and showing up in this way. It's so small. Like, think of how many people that you know that have active, accounts on social that are growing, audiences that are bigger than, 10 or 50,000 people. You probably don't even know that many people. You probably couldn't even count them on one hand. It's very, very small fraction of people. So your journey, your story, Alfreda, I think your story would be amazing for that. This happened to me, and now I'm outside, and y'all come with me on this journey as I build this thing. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? How do you think about this? What do you feel about this? Would you use this service? Like the conversation that you're having with your audience is your content. Only because now I didn't make the world this way. I wouldn't have preferred it this way. I wanted to go back to 1985, where you were in your little small groups, and you're in a little church group and a little sorority group, and what was the Rotary Club? What do people used to go to, little places, like little curated private places where you go and say, hey Bob, hey Sarah, hey Lisa, hey girl, and they know you, you know them. And if you want to do some business and they call you and you call them, and that's how you got your clients for real estate, and that's how you got your clients for your website, that's how you got whatever it is. It was very curated. We go to church together. That's how we get business. That's not the world we live in anymore. We're all mixed up in this. I don't know what's going on. It's just somebody put a bag and just shook it up, and we're just all, you got to go find your people in that. That's why I use the analogy of puzzle. And you like, I put the little 10-piece puzzle together. Yay. And now somebody gave you a 1,000-piece puzzle. You can't just wait till your mom come and do it for you and glues it together and puts it on a frame, and then you come back in your room. You're like, "Yay, mom, thanks." Like, no, you're the adult now. We have to show up and figure out how to do this work and how to show up in this way. And so the answer to that, y'all, I'm going to give you the frameworks. I'm going to give you the tools, but I need your mindset to shift. It's not like, oh God, I got all these frameworks and tools and things I got to do now. If your mindset remains, I'm in the present moment. The light has shown me, everything the light touches, it's like, wow, there's so much here this is mine now. Amazing. Now, what your job is to make your nature, your being, your identity, how you show up in the world, match the signature in your daily actions in the present moment of what you've now been given and gifted. You have to rise. There's nothing else to say. You can't keep showing up the way you used to show up, but expect to handle all of this abundance and expansion. You can't keep showing up the way you used to show up and talk to people the way you used to talk to people and handle stuff the way you used to handle stuff, and just not like a teenager who doesn't clean up the room. Okay, that's cool. But now that you have a 100-room mansion and 15 kids and you do dinner parties every 2 days, you can't manage your house the same way that you did when you were a teenager with a messy room. You got to show up differently. But that's an internal shift. Does that make sense? I know I'm emphasizing the same point, but so the plan, the idea, the inspiration, the insight, oh my God, I see it now, the elevation that we experienced on yesterday is just so that okay, this is the new level now. From this place, you have to start doing everything in your work differently than you did before. You have to be a carrier. It's not enough to see the light and to get inspired. You have to now become a carrier of the light. You are now a co-creator, a co-participant in this reality that you envisioned and such. You have to bring it to pass. So how would this person do the follow-up? How would this person, if I do a video yesterday that everybody went crazy, with the version of me that has, all the things that I'm headed for, just leave that video in my Zoom folder on my computer and not edit it last night? No. But it'll take forever. That's because you don't know what you're doing, because you've never done it before. Or I've done it before. But you know what I'm saying? You don't have the skill to do it fast yet. You don't have the systems maybe to do it fast yet. You're still discovering, okay, what's the best way to do this? But once you get it down to a science, you just boom, boom, and then you go head on. Or you hire somebody, train them, do it like this, and then they go head on. They take that off your plate. But if you avoid it and you never start doing it at all, there's no growth. Growth happens in the gap. We talked about the gap. Just like love is the starting point, and then you take a leap to something you've never done before, never seen before, never had before, but you see it in your mind's eye, so you do it anyway. So that urge, it's growing up means when your back of your mind says, let me go ahead and do this now. But normal you says, I'm not doing that. Which one are you going to listen to? This is the battle, y'all. I want y'all to win this battle. So you're a co-creator in whatever's coming next in your life, you're co-creating it. And now you have more responsibility than you did before, because now you know what you're capable of. That's what happened yesterday. So like the whole thing with like I use this example a lot. Like as human beings, we're not designed to necessarily learn from a classroom, like a whiteboard, or like, okay, just give me the textbook and let me study this and and then I'll get it. Like we were actually designed to learn by osmosis, like being around other humans who are doing the thing, sitting in the energy. That's what I try to create in a dollhouse. Like how did you learn how to tie your shoe? How did you learn how to eat food? How did you learn how to button your shirt? Even walk and talk and do all that. You didn't sit in no class for that. You were around other humans who were doing that, and then you started doing it. So at a certain point, when you start a business, I think I'm going to end right here. When you start a business and then you see it as a calling, when you see it as an extension of yourself, all of that we went through yesterday, you now have a responsibility, because it's like, okay, you know it's possible. So it's like, which one are you going to choose? And nobody can answer that but you. So today is someday, not when I get my act together, not when I feel like I can do this, not, yeah, I know I should be doing this, but da, 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 da. You have to collapse that gap and be him, be her now, present tense, in this moment. Because everything we said yesterday is based on you being in the present moment. Faith is always now. The place is always here. The time is always now. So what do I need to do? Something your intuition just told you, do X, Y, and Z. Do it now. I need to call this person. Show y'all, I just had the most miraculous thing. I really, really think I have a few friends who live like this for real. And I mean, I know I'm the only person articulating this, but I got some pretty famous friends. And one of them, it was about a week ago. We went to high school together. And he's like, I don't know how to describe what these people are doing. He's very well known, very well known. And we were always just like, cool, just like, oh my God, just like, you just know, sometimes people, you just know, like, that's just my friend, my homie, my brother for life kind of energy. We don't hang out. It's not like I'm going to the house and he coming to the family thing and none of that. But, years go by. About a week ago, I just saw a post of his on LinkedIn. And it was just like, I need to call Greg. I need to call him. I just need for what? I had no purpose, had no reason. We're not working on a project that we need to, no reason. He sent me a message 2 days ago in LinkedIn. I was just thinking about you. I don't know why, but here goes my new number and we need to connect. Blah, blah, blah. It's energetic, y'all. There are people, there are clients, there are opportunities, there are pilots, there are your first 10 clients, there's your solution to the problem that you're facing in your business. There's, I'm really struggling with this. The answer, whatever that is on the other side of you doing the thing and not letting your old frequency self-sabotage you out of it. We just had a breakthrough yesterday. Don't let your old frequency talk you out of it. Tracy, I want you to know that Brittany was asking about you just like you were asking about her. Y'all need to talk about this apartment thing. It's money to be made. This is your abundance calling you. And but we'll sit over and talk ourselves, because had I not said anything to her and to you, I'm sure y'all probably might not have said anything to each other for 6 months. I don't know. But she's thinking the same thing that I said to you that you were thinking also, because it's energetic. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There are things happening in the quantum field that you can't see. You can't put 2 and 2 together. You don't know who was having a conversation, who was, people say, I was just talking about this. We were just thinking about this. There are people right now looking for you. People that you've talked to 2-3 weeks ago who go home, go on a trip, go read something in a newspaper, something happens to them in their own personal life, and then they're like, oh my God, I need that thing. Like I've had a moment where I'm like, I need that thing. I saw this thing and I can't remember the name of the website or the name. I'm like, oh, I need it. Now, what if those people never followed up with me? They would lose the sale of me and anybody that I would end up referring them to in the future. I'm trying to embody the reality of what we all got excited about yesterday. There is an energetic field out here that if you put the proper inputs in and you are a good steward of that, because we are farmers, and you do that, there are things that you're going to be pulling into your existence that you never would have accessed if you just, that was amazing. I'm not Tony Robbins. Like I am the Tony Robbins of my generation, but I'm not Tony Robbins in the sense of you're not going to come to my dollhouse, come to my Zoom and get hyped. Woo! That was so cool. Oh my God. All of that. And people running around this video, people going to pass it around, do all that. And then you leave the conference, you leave the meeting and you go back and you start acting like you used to act. We're not doing that over here. This is a responsibility. This is a calling. This is a high calling because you said you wanted to build generational wealth. You said that you felt responsible. You want to change your family tree. You said that you feel like you want to get out the way of whatever is happening in America so we could be all right. That's what you said. Because everybody's not going to make it. I'm telling you right now, everybody's not going to make it. And this is what I mean by that. Without me saying too much because I'm streaming. What they have planned for us, and when I say us, that means anybody who's not a multi-billionaire and possibly evil, but definitely in certain circles. If you are not that, and I'm saying this from a place of experience, not because what I read on the internet, I know these people. I've been to their house. I know them. They're my mentors. I know them. And some people who got billions of dollars are perfectly normal and they're fine and they're good humans. And some of them, Michael Jackson done told y'all. They don't give a bleep. They're not concerned. They think they're better than you. They think they can do what they want to do. They think it's their divine right to do so. And the only way that you're going to escape what they have allowed this world to come to, the point that we're at right now, the difference between 1930s Germany and right now is technology. If they had the technology then that they have now, we never would have made it. Never would have made it. I promise you, we never would have gotten this far. There would have been no civil rights movement. We never would have lived through the 40s, 50s, 60s and everything, the basketball players and all that stuff. It wouldn't even happen. If they had their way, we never would have got that far. But what I want you to know is they've been working. They've been working. since the 20s, before that. Some math was stolen from some people that looked like us, but I can't talk about that because we streaming. All I want, y'all saw Hidden Figures. That's enough to let you know it's so much deeper than that. What I want you to understand is they have sat there and studied the rhythms and the frequencies and the moves and how we move and how it works and the patterns and the communication and the this and that. And they done put letters and numbers to it. They have tracked the patterns. They have made these codes. They call it codes, where they could predict what you're going to do, what you're going to like, what you're going to think, what all of this. And then they said, let us build machines that can take that information. And now, I mean, there's not enough of us because people are like, oh, there's so many more of us than there are of them. We're fine. It's fine. Did you watch The Matrix? If you did, he was fighting the little people in the black suits. Okay, yeah. But what were they actually fighting? Machines. Okay. So if you have the richest person in the world telling you that he wants 1 million, nay, 1 billion robots to do ... Okay, ... And if you knew what was going on in other countries and other nations, the reason why President Donald Trump keeps standing up and saying, yes, we're going to have an amazing ballroom, that's where we're going to have the inauguration, and the roof is drone proof. What drones are we concerned about? What's going on? If you knew what they had planned for us, what I'm telling you is the only way that we're going to be all right is if we learn how to go within. Because when we do this and we build from this place, we're separate from all of that. So this is like, we're still in elementary school, you guys. Me too. We are literally like, we're just learning how to get out here and Have you ever seen like a 4th grader get out here and repeat, the I have a dream speech? It's amazing. You're like, yes, little boy, you better say that. But there's so much more. Like, we have to lock in and do this work, because those of us, the few of us who are here, you hear in the dollhouse, you're hearing the sound of my voice, you're hearing, other people who are out here doing this work. We've woken up. You're like, oh, we need to wake up. Okay, we woke up. But now what? It's like, no, you got to wake up. You got to go in the bathroom. You got to brush your teeth. You got to wash your face. You got to put your hair together. You got to come back in the room. You got to get dressed. You got to put your shoes on. You got to go downstairs. You got to eat some food. You got to decide what we're going to do for the day. Then you got to go outside and do it. It's a lot. We got a lot of work to do. And I want you guys to be empowered. But I want you to feel the urgency of this moment. Because number one, if you don't take this light and let it shine, somebody is going to come and do something that's similar enough to take the people that were assigned to you, and they're just going to go over there because they don't know the difference. That's number one. And number two, if we don't move in the energy that we need to move, you're telling the universe that you choose the old version of you, not the new one. And so it's going to give you more of that. So then when everything that's coming, you're going to get the version of you that didn't move. You're going to be like, no, but I knew I was supposed to be over there. Yeah, but you never went over there. You knew you were supposed to be over there, but you didn't get up and go. Get up, get dressed, brush your teeth, wash your face, use bathroom, call your family, get off your phone, send your messages, go back, get dressed, put your shoes on, comb your hair, go downstairs, eat some breakfast, figure it out, get the house together. Y'all all right? This is what I need you to do. Get everybody in order, go outside and do the work that you guys were called to do. This is a calling. So I'm gonna let you go. That's it. This is a calling. This is an assignment. You know what I'm saying? Like, your business may pivot. Your idea may change. Your business model might get different. All of that might be different. But what's not going to change is the call on your life. And it's time to take it seriously. So now that you know how to handle the fear, the doubt, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I don't have no money. Well, my bill is due right now. I just told you what to do yesterday. Go back and listen. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put it in the WhatsApp or whatever. Go listen. Listen to it again. And then once you feel that feeling like, oh my God, it's everything. Now comes the responsibility. And I'm going to tell you how to handle that responsibility tomorrow. So any questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedbacks, all the things, anything? before I go? Y'all in the comment talking about yes. I see a bunch of yeses in the chat. Yeses in the chat. Makai said I love puzzles. No, Claire said I love puzzles. Makai put that whole new world in there. Shout out to Brittany. Listen, Brittany, your whole life just changed. I'm gonna send you this email, child. You got a plan for the next 5 years. All you gotta do is run the play. Brittany be running plays. Brittany don't play by running a play. Brittany will run a play and then come back to the dugout. Okay. Come back to the, to the bench. Like, okay, wow. She'll regroup and then she will run a play. Y'all better run some plays. Brittany said, I just made a post on my page about that. Tracy, Claire, everybody said, yes. Claire says, whenever somebody comes across my mind, they always come in 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 hours. Well, that shows your power, Clara. You're powerful. I hope you're calling these people. I hope you got some plan for these people when they come across your mind. I hope you start reaching out to said people, because that's a power. That's a gift.
Thank you. Yeah, they'll show up. Sometimes I can be thinking about somebody next. If I just go on Facebook, they're the first post. I was like, I was just thinking about them, or I can go somewhere and they will show up. I was like, that's funny. It never fails. Never fails.
That's hilarious. Cheryl, I missed your comment. If you can type it, that's fine. She's streaming. She said, and she wanted me to repeat something. Anybody else got a comment, question, concern? Wait, happy birthday. Oh, hey, Brittany B. Yes. So thank y'all for being a part of this community. And let me see if she has time to tell me what I need to repeat. If not, Cheryl, hit me offline. Y'all know I got you, right? Y'all know I sit here all day and think about how can I make this a great place to be, so I can get your entire life. What if you could get your entire life together? Y'all, I'm up here walking around looking like Debbie Allen today. You see I got my fame outfit on. I'm just like, I got my stick. I'm like, you want to be an entrepreneur? You want to be a wealthy in the midst of what's coming? Well, that costs. Entrepreneurship costs. Like, I'm walking around right now. So if all hearts and minds are clear, y'all, I gotta go. We're out. Pew.